Alright crew, so this is what we're working on today. This is an owl, and I'm just working on the little small feathers here by its neck. This is what took a little bit longer to create, and this is how I did it. First you create your feathers, right? Then you add the shape of the feathers. Here's the outside. Now, one of the pictures I had looked at, I'm not sure what kind of owl it was, but on the feathers he had this really nice pattern. So I'm trying to duplicate that here, and I'll concentrate a little more time on that later. So you had this little line that kind of followed through, you know. Now here, I went ahead and I did these little dark spots. So now I'm just adding the small feathers there, the plumage. Now the plumage kind of came down all the way from the neck to right about here. Yeah, something like that. Now what I did here, I'm going to do over here as well. I'm going to have to flip this like this. Right here. And so then the feathers have this little nice pattern. Like that. Now again guys, this is not supposed to be a professional, you know, painting, or it's just a sketch. It's just something that I'm doing rather quickly. I'm not spending a whole lot of time on it. I've gotten a lot of wonderful emails, people encouraging me to keep going on this and to maybe go into a little bit more detail. You know, guys, so I've got a couple other things that I'm working on at the moment. This is something that I try to do as quickly as possible, so I'll do one maybe in 20 minutes or so. And as you can see, the detail is, I'm not going to tell you super detailed because it really isn't. But I add the most basic of details. Maybe soon we can do something where we concentrate a lot more time on making it more realistic. But for now, these are just meant to be quick sketches. And you'll see that. I mean, you see that as I'm drawing it out the way I did his feathers, so rather quickly. So, alright, stay tuned as we continue to draw this. Alright guys, so we went ahead and added a few more details. I added some of the feathers up here. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm not making this very detailed. I mean, you most definitely can. You can sit here and go through every feather and add the details that you want. I was trying to make this a little bit faster than it's turned out to be. But it's coming along really good, I think. We also added some of these details here on the owl's face. Like I said, not trying to add a whole lot of detail. I say that as I'm adding detail. I know that's what I'm trying to do and what's coming out, two different things. I usually try not to spend too much time on a sketch, so I try and go as fast as possible. Now in some cases, like in this one, you kind of get stuck with some of these finer details. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, I just added, it was like quickly added just the feather types, and then now I'm just going through and making sure that, you know, indeed they look like feathers. Now I found another marker, this guy, It's take a look at the tip. It's really cool. It's not quite like a Sharpie where it's really thick, but it's enough where I can come in here and add some shadows. You know, it'll darken things up a bit. Yeah, do something like that. I did that down here on all those feathers. Maybe we can even add it up here, just to give the symbolism that this is darker. And you know, obviously the owl, wherever he's flying, the light source is up here. So anyways, I don't usually do this where I get 2 or 3 different types of pans and go through it. I know I did it for the crow, and that's where I got this really big Sharpie. You know, so something to keep in mind if you're gonna do a sketch, just to sketch it, and just a quick sketch. You may not want to go out 2, 3 different types of pans. Or if you're gonna be like me and say you're only gonna do a sketch, and then you end up adding some more detail later on, you might want to have a couple of those laying around. But this is mostly just for fun, as I'm waiting for some projects that I'm waiting for. Look at that background. How cool is that, huh? That's actually a video that we have that runs in the background, but I just took a snip picture of it and put it on there. Alright, well, I don't know. I haven't decided if we're gonna add some highlighters to this owl. What do you guys think? Should we? Like we did with the raven? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Alright, crew. I'm gonna keep working on this. As you can tell, I've still got quite a few things to do on it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and continue working. Alright, this is where we are with our owl. Now notice I left a little bit of a white line here. That's just to separate where the wing is, and these other feathers on his chest separate, so it gives us a nice little line there. The feathers, I'm really pleased with the way they're coming out. It's very detailed, actually. I'm very pleased with the way it's coming out. My wife has been wanting me to do some angel wings, so maybe that's one of the upcoming sketches that we'll do. So the beauty about sketches is that you don't, I try not to add a whole lot of detail. I know I say that and then I do something like this, but I usually try not to add a whole lot of detail. I mean, the whole purpose of what I consider a sketch is to do something fast within maybe just a few minutes, 20 minutes or so, and then you move on, you know, with the rest of your day. So I've gotten asked this question a lot lately. Have I always been able to draw? That's a loaded question, right? Because no, obviously. I mean, we're not born with, you just get up as a baby and start, you know, draw something like this. It took quite a bit of practice. So in high school, I used to represent the state of New Mexico with a couple other buddies. I think there was like a total of 4 or 5 of us that represented. And so, you know, yeah, once you get to that point, you have to know how to draw. So I've been able to draw for a very long time. Didn't come naturally. I had to practice a lot. And well, it's like spray painting. I'm known for my spray paintings, right? Spraycasso. I had the television show on PBS, on Comcast. You'll see my artwork in various galleries throughout the U.S. That's another thing. Have I always been able to spray paint like that? No, it all takes practice, crew, all of it. The ability to sit there though and go through it and put forth the effort. That's where a lot of people lose interest, but I'm here to tell you and encourage you to move forward and keep trying, keep going. I mean, you're only going to get better. It's like anything else. Like I was mentioning earlier, these sketches, I usually try and keep them within 20 minutes because I want to be able to just do something really quick and then move on. You know, I don't want to spend all day doing it, but I really enjoy the way this came out. This owl came out, the wings, the feathers. I think it's coming along pretty good. And you know, it's things like this that encourage you to keep going, right? Because I'm like, yeah, I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on it, but it's looking really good. I might as well just spend forth the time. So don't give up, keep going. I don't have a picture of this owl anywhere. I don't. That's my monitors. So what I did is I actually got online. I looked up an owl. I kind of saw an owl that had these little markings on his feathers, which I need to go back and kind of retouch a little bit. And then I kind of drew the outline really quick. The trick to a sketch is it's got to be done quick. It's a quick sketch. It's not, you know, something that's supposed to take all day, but you do it real quick, bam, 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 bam. And then I just, you know, turned off the Google page and kind of out of memory started doing what I remember. I mean, you don't have to do it out of memory. You can definitely get a picture and just use that as your background and kind of add things to it or subtract things to it. Like that. In the picture that I had seen, he didn't have any of these feathers here. It was a really weird angle, so I had to kind of tweak it myself, add a little bit more to it. So, you know, you guys do that. Be able to modify it. Use, if you're gonna paint an animal, which I don't usually do. I know I've had a few emails saying, "Oh, you must draw a lot of birds." No, actually, I really don't. I just I did the hawk and I really enjoyed the way that it came out. So I thought, okay, you know what? Let's explore and see how you know, what other kind of birds come out. And I'm usually known for my spray paintings. I do a lot of landscapes, right? I love landscapes. But maybe I should experiment a little bit more with other images in this case, or maybe not images, but you know, either other ideas, whether it's an animal or maybe architecture. So I was an architectural designer actually. A couple of years back, I used to design houses. I worked for the government and I used to design facilities, but we use, you know, programs to help you do that. AutoCAD, MicroStation, and all these other neat little programs. So maybe that's something that I should try out. Maybe I should sketch it up myself and move on from there. I think that'd be pretty neat. If you guys want to see something like that, maybe we can add it to the log. Now see, look at that. You can add some fine details, like the feathers are splitting apart here. Pretty neat, huh? Maybe you can use the thicker pins for that. I don't know if there's a whole lot more I can do to it, or that I want to do to it. We'll see. I'm going to keep working on it and give you guys an update here shortly.